Hello, you freaking tube. How is everyone today? I'm the first giant and welcome to Sea of Thieves. Now, as you can see, uh, I'm actually playing this while they've got the closed beta, which, don't worry, I checked into it. I am allowed to share footage of this. But I figured since most of the time it's annoying to me when they drop a game on Tuesday or later in the week instead of right on a Monday. So when I had the opportunity to get some footage in advance through the closed beta, I figured why not record what I do in the beta, and then that gives me a little bit more freedom to get a little bit of head start for when the game actually comes out. I figured perfect way to solve the problem of perfect way to solve the problem of having kind of to cheat in order to have enough streams for every single day of the week that this game comes out is to just record the start of my journey on the beta as a pre-recorded thing to upload today, Monday, the day before the game comes out. So, at this point, a little bit behind the scenes, I'm gonna be breaking the fourth wall for you here, showing you, pulling back the curtain. Wow, this is super loud. I'm just gonna I don't know if it'll be still too loud for you guys, but I'm turning it down for me for a few minutes. I have actually gone in a little bit, spent a little bit of time kind of learning a little bit how to do it. I did play through the tutorial already. I did save the recording. Now, I didn't record my own voice for it, so I might have to, like, cheat a little bit and throw a few of my own my reaction into it. I'll try to react as close to exactly the way I did when I was doing it, but it's also a bunch of nonsense that probably would be boring for those of you watching, because I do waste an awful lot of time, like, learning just different things that really aren't all that interesting to see me learn. Spend a little bit of time learning how the fishing mechanics work, learning how to just mess around with instruments, mess around with the different tools and weapons, mess around with some of the ship mechanics before I even, actually start my journey and sail off. So it isn't all that interesting to watch, so I figured I'd throw a little bit of a voiceover over some of the footage that I did capture from my playthrough of the tutorial. And I think I did get my reaction to, like, sort of the final few moments of the tutorial where they actually teach you how to sail, and then you're, like, sailing through the intro sequence, which is probably the most interesting part of the tutorial. So I figured I'd take parts of that and add them into whatever we do today. So you will see a jump cut, because this is going to be an edited video where I'm gonna react first of all to the intro here, even though technically my second time reacting to it. And then you'll get bits and pieces cut down, cutting a lot of the time wasting and boring learning the can and can't when it comes to, like, I always like to, like, the first thing anybody likes to do, I guess, is like, what happens if I jump off this cliff? How much fall damage do I take? Do I even take fall damage? So I explore the tutorial island way more than most people do. I also probably wasted a ton of time trying to figure out settings and everything while I was playing through the tutorial to get settings that I enjoyed. So I think you're gonna appreciate the fact that I have kept in some of my playthrough of the tutorial into this because it is an interesting tutorial. There, it does actually start off the start of your story and your journey. It does actually like give a sort of an opening cutscene where you wake up on the beach and everything. So it is actually somewhat interesting, but I've cut it down. Like my actual playthrough of it, I decided I'm gonna crop it down, cut it down, show off some of the highlight moments of the tutorial, and then um in the first few minutes of the video, and then throw that in, and then actually cover, more or less an hour. I'm wasting a lot of time explaining how we're doing this here, even though I'm sure you guys could have just figured it out from context clues, but I'm an over-explainer. Um, and then we'll start our journey like in an actual live server and like just sail around and see what there is. Unfortunately, I'm playing this alone today because not all my friends that said they were gonna play this are actually around, and several of them weren't really interested in playing the beta anyway with me. I might have more people join me tomorrow when the actual game comes out, but for now, let's just get right into it and see what this is like. So I'm gonna let the opening credits play in this, which I probably could have been doing while I was talking to save. Actually get all of everything covered here that I want to cover. We're probably actually gonna end up only having like half an hour or less to actually get a play. But perhaps because it's a pre-recorded, I'll do like a two-parter today. Also, I assume that the theme music for Sea of Thieves is not going to get me copyright claimed, especially considering I did go into settings and that was one of the settings I'm pretty sure I left turned off was, mute copyright music, so hopefully we're fine. My guess is that the only copyright music is from the crossover DLC with Pirates of the Caribbean. Who knows though? I guess we'll see. But which I think is actually still in the game. I'm pretty sure this game does things very similarly to Suicide Squad, where they actually everything that they've added into the game is still available and whatnot. Although I don't know if the battle passes are necessarily. That might be a limited time thing. But I think everything else is, so anyway. Yeah, and you'll see I've also already started working on making my character. I did spend a little bit of time on that. So this is what my character looks like now. I'll probably get a hat as well at some point, and some other cosmetics, but you can't afford them when you first start playing. And, yeah. So that was the intro, and now I'm gonna probably name my character. I haven't yet, although I'm thinking something like Scraggly Beard. I feel like everybody uses I feel like Blackbeard is so well known as a pirate that like basically everybody's like, oh, my pirate's just gonna be something beard. But if it, you know if it works, if it ain't broke, why fix it? You know? So I'm thinking something like Crazy Beard or Scraggly Beard or something like that. I don't know which is better. I haven't decided. Maybe you guys can help me decide. But I think now I'm probably going to cut the video and see you guys in a few minutes as I show off bits and pieces of my experience doing the tutorial. Um, so, cool. So we're at the start of the tutorial, and basically, I'm going to throw in a few sections of me commentating like this, and a few sections of me repeating things that I know I said, like this, for example. Oh, hello. Now you're also going to notice that I do spend a lot of time just learning the controls, looking around, jumping, etc.
I should eat something if I were you. A full belly can do
Okay.
wonders for your spirits. Once you're in good health, we'll speak properly. There, you look better already. Maybe even strong enough to reach the Sea of Thieves.
Okay, so that's jump.
Don't look so
And I
surprised.
believe
These
if
days they call me
I
the Pirate Lord. But
push
back when I discovered this place,
this,
I was
yep,
just a
that's
bold
sprint.
explorer like
Okay,
you.
cool.
I dreamt of finding uncharted waters filled with treasures and rife with danger, where every sunrise brought a new adventure.
Wait a minute. Do you know
You've
you
been
have
brave to make it this far.
swords in
Not many
your
do. Now you've
never
one
mind.
last crossing to make. You'll want some trusty steel at your side, though. There's a sword in those trees whose owner doesn't seem to need it
Where?
anymore.
Okay. Cool. And yank. Nice. Ah! Okay, you're supposed to be dead, so die now. Thank you. Have a nice day.
There's far more to being a pirate than a blade in your hand and a love of other people's money. It's about finding your way through ancient caverns by lamplight, digging up long-lost treasures, and raising a frothing great tankard of grog when you live to tell the tale.
Yeah! Woo! Okay.
For all that,
Sounds good.
you'll need the right equipment. You can start by taking this old shovel.
Alright, sure.
I stowed a few belongings around here back in the day. The map will show you the way.
Okay. Alright, so as you'll see in a second, I got a little bit lost. I didn't fully understand how to read the map in the game yet, so I spent a lot of time wandering around the island in places that I really didn't need to go to, which I'll probably cut out most of it, although I may keep a few highlights, like for example a few of the things that I found to read, because they may have been a little bit interesting and provide a little bit of lore and backstory for the game. So I'll let you guys read that as I usually do. Alright, well, now I go and get lost some more, so I'm just gonna fast forward through a bunch of it and meet you guys again in a moment when we get back to where there's something else interesting to see. So just as a quick little side note, apparently there's a secret hidden in that lake right there that if you get it, you can get some extra gold. I'm probably going to do that at some point, but for now, let's just keep fast forwarding. Okay, so wait a minute. What was that? I found a lever. I looked at my map because I'm a little confused, and for good reason. I'm not anywhere near where I should be, but I did find this cool room and another thing to read. Okay, so I've decided instead of fast forwarding this next bit, I will keep it in because it was a cool little side adventure, even though it ended up being a waste of time. So here you go. Okay, so the jump cut there is kind of because I embarrassingly got the rowboat stuck. Um, out where you're not supposed to go, and I kind of just didn't think you guys wanted to see me messing around for half an hour, 30, 40 minutes, something like that, trying to figure out how to get it out of there. I did eventually get it, but would have been boring and annoying, not really all that entertaining. Maybe a little bit of it would have been, but not worth wasting your time. I did, however, from messing around with the rowboat, accidentally discover, well, you'll see in a second. The fact that you can put a rowboat on the back of a ship. At this point, I didn't know what the purpose of putting it on this ship was because I didn't realize that this is the ship you eventually take at the or at the end of your tutorial, start of your journey, more or less, kind of. But was more about just discovering what I could do with this ship and realizing kind of quickly that even though I didn't know this was the one that I used, it did give me a bit of options to try some of the ship mechanics, or at least a few of them. I didn't look too much into it as I was still lost. So we're going to skip ahead to where I figure out where I'm supposed to go. So now you're going to see right about here is when I get to the top of the mountain, and as I look over, I realize, crap. I was supposed to be down there. I understand how map reading works in this game now. Very realistic, but also, I wish I would have known that I didn't have to go all the way up to the top of this mountain or anywhere I've been so far. But I got another thing I could read, so go ahead if you want. So now I decide I'm gonna shimmy my way down the mountain in order to get there faster and then head over to where the map actually says I'm supposed to be. So I'm just gonna skip ahead once again. See you in a second.
Let's see if she still hides her secrets.
Okay, so I'm just going to speed things up again. As you'll see, I waste a ton of time looking at all of the different equipment. The spyglass, the bucket, the compass, etc., etc., the musical instruments, all of it. Just learning how all of it works, and I don't know, I just didn't think you guys would want to see it in actual speed. But some of it's kind of interesting. I do get drunk and whatnot as I'm learning how everything works, so, you know. Anyway, uh, let's do that. Oh, one other thing as a side note. You'll notice as well a few times in the background, I did at some point, and I've cut this out, but I did at some point go and mess around on the ship a little bit more, so uh, that's why the harpoons are launched. Anyway, enjoy fast forward mode for a few minutes. Probably still a few minutes, even though it's fast forward. Anyway.
A fine weapon. She'll serve you well out there.
Alright, so as you can see, I also spent a significant amount of time learning how to fish, which might be a little bit interesting, but probably not something you need to see in normal speed. So I'm just going to cut here, and we'll get back as soon as we get to the good stuff. Alright, so now we're at finally the best part, probably. Well, as soon as I figure out what I need to do in order to move on to the next step.
Well now, I say you're as ready as you'll ever be for what's ahead. Allow me to show you the path. The shroud is beginning to part, but you have one more task before your journey continues. You may be ready to sail, but your ship still needs repairs. Go and tend to her wounds.
Okay, so apparently I'm not right at the good part just yet. I still have to repair the ship. So let's do that quickly. After I learn what everything on the ship is that I haven't yet looked at. And try to kill a few rats. Which I kind of also waste time with. Until I realize that I'm pretty sure you can't actually kill the rats. Eventually, I realized that. I think right here, yeah, I kind of try to watch for the pattern and see if I can hit it, thinking maybe I'm just missing my attacks. Eventually, I realized that I'm actually just stupid. Because you seemingly can't actually kill the rats. Alright, I'm probably gonna cut now to the point where I actually start repairing the ship. Okay, yeah, I thought this was a bit funny. The sad song of drunkenness. Okay, so this I kind of thought was funny as well. Just watch. Okay, so maybe not the first time as much, because I'm just learning the controls, but, the second time. And after a cute transition to, cap off the joke in a way, we're back to learning how to repair the ship. Which I may skip some of here and there. I'm thinking. Because it's a lot of time wasted just kind of learning things that I don't fully understand at first. So. I'm not gonna lie, a few things actually did take me longer than it seems in the video to figure out. I cut out a little bit of my time where I was searching to figure out which barrel actually had the wood in it before I realized that they are labeled. At least it seems to be that that's the case for most of them, and I am just stupid.
And we're finally underway. Woo! Yeah! So, some of you may be wondering, though, why it is that I'm immediately sailing away from the direction I'm supposed to be going. Truthfully, I just wanted some practice sailing and learning the sailing controls before I was dropped into what I thought would be immediately a lobby with other players, even though I was wrong about that. But as soon as the dialogue's done, I'll probably shortly after that cut to where we are sailing to the
Your
finale.
ship fully restored. Passage through the shroud now beckons. Take care on this dangerous last leg of your voyage. Threats of all shapes and sizes lurk in its murky fog. Keep the wind in your sails and an eye on that horizon, and I'm sure you'll have no trouble. Once you make it through, I will be waiting for you. A world of adventure beckons.
So I'm done practicing my sailing, and I'm about to sail into the end of the tutorial, but first, I think we need to ring the bell, lol, and also, more importantly, learn about raising a flag. Well, actually, I didn't know that the flag actually mean a whole lot more to other pirates, so I just was like, let's just stick up the one that I think everybody knows, being after, of course, I check through all of the ones that are locked to me. Stick up the one that everybody knows, being the Jolly Roger. Maybe after I take a look at some of the other options. Eventually, I don't know what any of these do at the time. I've recently done research on stuff and kind of learned. I'm recording this afterwards if it hasn't been obvious, so the dialogue at least. So let's put up our flag, or we did, I guess, set the flag, and we should see there it is. I know more about how the flag system works now, and we'll probably, you know, look into that further when we actually get into streaming this game. But now we're truly underway. I've practiced my sailing, and I'm going to sail back around to where I'm supposed to be and sail eventually out into the tutorial outro and game intro, which is actually pretty neat. So I'm happy. I'm hoping you guys will enjoy my reaction to it, which partially is, as I've said at the start of this whole thing, me trying to remember best how I reacted to some of it, because I didn't get my voice in all of it, but some of it I did. Anyway, here we go. Our journey begins. Wow. This is kind of creepy, actually. um. Hey, pirate captain guy, whatever your name is, are you sure this is the right way? I guess I'll just keep following the ghostly torches that look like my friend, more or less. A friend who I just met, and I'm sure would not lead me somewhere I shouldn't be, even though he is a ghost. And I don't know anything about this game, whether the ghosts are good or bad, or if I can trust them. Lightning. Oh, scary lightning. Just scary weather check. So far so good. This is cool. This is actually really cool. I think I'm going in the right. What the heck is that thing? Oh my gosh. No. I'm not ready for this. I think I'm going in the right way. Hopefully we can just make it through. Oh my. I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for... Just keep going full speed. Oh no. Where is it? Where's that thing? Oh boy. There's a ship over there. Should I be trying to fight it? I've got a tutorial, but maybe if I just keep going, because it's also missing all of its attacks, I'll be fine. I guess we'll try and figure out how to fight the ship. Cannonballs and cannon, and I don't even know if I'm going the right way. And my angles are off. Great. It's getting ahead of me though, so it stopped firing. So maybe we're. What the heck? Oh no! I don't want any of that. Which way do I go? And how do I get? But yeah. I don't know if I'm even going the right way, but I probably want to avoid that thing. Please. I don't know where I'm supposed to even be going. The game still seems to be indicating that I'm supposed to be going this way, so I guess I'll go this way and hope that thing doesn't find me. Look very much like the Kraken, but also the sky has changed. Well, that's a good sign. Nice, right? Maybe? Oh. Huh. Yo! Okay, that was crazy, that intro. I don't know how much of this will be actually uploaded or what will be the case, but welcome everybody to Sea of Thieves. As you can tell, deciding to record all of this was sort of an afterthought. But anyway, for now, thank you guys so much for watching, liking, and subscribing. Please share with a friend, and don't forget to click the notification button. May the power of the Holy Spirit be with you always, and that'll be all!